Orford Ness, and we're just about to get on the ferry to head over there. We're on the mainland at Orford at the moment. We just got our ticket for the National Trust, quite expensive, and we've got to be back by 5, so it's going to probably be about a 3-hour walk. And it's from the new book. Show us the new book. It's 50 books in Suffolk. Okay, right, we're going to get on the boat now because we've got to go. It's the last one. I'll chat to you in a bit. Right, we're getting on the ferry now. Apparently they've said it's highly unrecommended that you camp here due to unexploded bombs and ordnance scattered around the Ness. Lovely stuff. Okay, we're on the ferry, heading across the Ness. It's raining a little bit. We've just been briefed by the geezer driving the boat. If we see him swimming, we've got to catch up. It's only a short boat trip. Next, see us on Orford Ness. Let's get ready to ramble. Let's get ready to walk. It's walk number 11 out of the 50 walks in Suffolk book, and we're following the red trail. And yeah, we've got to be back by 5 PM. So yeah, of all the walks in this book, none can match the eerie appeal of this walk on Orford Ness. This is a hostile and lonely place, a shingle spit 10 miles long. A full 15% of the entire globe's ridged shingle can be found here. Get in. And growing at the rate of more than 15 yards a year. Its isolation made it a perfect site for military testing, and for much of the 20th century Orford Ness was a secret defence establishment where major advances were made in the fields of radar, military photography, bombs and atomic weapons. The army has gone, but the buildings remain as permanent reminders of another age. Barn owls nest in the abandoned barracks. Little terns lay their eggs on the beach. The combination of wilderness and derelict buildings is strangely compelling, and is what makes Orford Ness such a special place. There's a lot to read here. Given the paranoia around national security nowadays, it's surprising just how much of the Ness is open to the public. Behind the information building there is an observation platform with views over the Stony Ditch Creek and the strange pagoda type structures of the Atomic Weapons Research Establishment, which operated here at the height of the Cold War. They're just over there in the distance. I'll try and zoom in. Might just be able to see them. It also says you can walk right inside Laboratory 1, where the first atomic weapons test took place in 1956. Through the rest of the AWRE is still out of bounds to visitors. Cobra Mist, Orford Ness transmitting stations down there, although we've been told on strict orders we've got to stick to the red route, so we're not going to get to see that. Oh yeah, the church and the castle at Orford is behind us. So there's the 12th century keep. I've been there twice, and there's the church. And yeah, so we've only got about 2 hours before the last ferry, so we've got to keep moving.
I was just going to say these lamps is so eerie, the old concrete lamps.
Yeah, these old concrete lampposts Jake's just spotted.
It's just so eerie about the whole, it's all overgrown and the buildings, it just looks really...
Reminds me a little bit of Chernobyl. Yeah. That's an electric fence. They've cordoned off areas where there's like fragments of mines and unexploded bombs as well. So in this field over here where we come in, cattle grazing on what used to be a World War I airfield, and then this is the information building that I've just got some footage in, and that's in the former telephone exchange building on the site.
Here he is. Successfully blocked the local loos.
Half a stone lighter, ultralight backpacking. You can just see over in the distance, if I zoom in, there's the golf ball shape of Sizewell nuclear power station in the middle of the screen, and then to the right, a little bit closer, is the big grey building of Cobra Mist, which Jake is very fond of, and we're not sure exactly what went on there. There's loads of like pylons around it, but we're not allowed up there.
Top secret. Housed in a large grey building was the top secret system 441A, known as Cobra Mist, and over the horizon backscatter radar operated from the late 60s until its closure on 30th of June 1973, so it lasted what, 8 years? Not long. The Anglo-American project was set up to carry out several missions, including detection and tracking of aircraft, detection of missile and satellite vehicle launchings, fulfilling intelligence requirements and providing the research and development testbed.
Cobra Mist. Then this is the bomb ballistics building which we're heading to next. You've got Orford Ness lighthouse there. Jake has just found, what is it, Jake?
Railway track.
Railway tracks.
Moving bombs around the island.
And then that's Black Beacon over there.
Don't get why so short. Wind's going to be annoying. Apologies for the wind.
The bomb ballistics building was built in 1933 as the nerve centre of Britain's bomb testing programme. You can climb onto the roof for views over the Ness, stretching northwards towards Sizewell, south towards Felixstowe and inland to Orford Castle. The large grey building to the north, known as Cobra Mist, which is over there, was a top secret Anglo-American satellite research base alleged to have been involved in tracking UFOs before its closure in 1973. It now houses transmitters which, with the tall radio mast beyond, broadcast the BBC World Service until recently. It's difficult to underestimate the contribution, both for good and ill, that Orford Ness has made to 20th century Britain. It was here in the 1930s that Sir Robert Watson Watt and a small team of scientists took the first steps in the development of the air defence system which came to be known as radar. Without the work carried out at Orford Ness, the outcome of the Battle of Britain might have been different, and the course of World War II may have changed. Something to think about as you take the ferry back to Orford. It's quite an amazing place, really. There's a hell of a lot of history here. Heading up to the viewing platform on top of the bomb ballistics building. We're going to be a bit windy up here. Wow. We've only climbed a little way, but that gives you some amazing views. Wow.
Well, say that. They're all good.
second level of the bomb ballistics building. There you go, if you want to pause that you can. Some photos. I'm not going to read all of this out, so I'll just hover over it for a bit and then you can just pause it and read, yeah? Yeah, no, I won't be able to see if you can't.
That's good. There you go. Out the window, isn't it?
Have a look out the window.
Great views.
Cobra mist. I think we're heading to the lighthouse next.
To the lighthouse.
We're right on the edge of Orford Ness now, and that's the North Sea out in front of us. It's really windy here. Right, we just made a very slight wrong turn.
Near-death
just back there.
experience.
We just nearly got blown the fuck up.
Oh, there you go.
We're all right now. Tom Outdoors goes coastal! Where Jake is in front of, we're heading towards Black Beacon. We don't know what Black Beacon is yet, but when we find out we'll let you know. And the other thing they won't let you go over to is Cobra Mist. The great building we saw earlier. Yeah, Jake says that the two most interesting bits of Orford Ness are the things they don't actually let you visit, which is true. But I don't know, some of the other stuff's still interesting. But yeah, it's a shame. Okay, we're heading up into the Black Beacon. We just had a look over there in that powerhouse, and there was like fossils and different pebbles and all different rubbish washed up from all around the world.
Especially from Russia.
Especially from Russia, yeah.
Weird.
But we both concurred it was the least interesting bit so far, unfortunately. But yeah, here we are. Right, we're heading towards Laboratory 1 of the atomic weapons research area. We're only allowed in Laboratory 1, we've been told, and then you have to turn around and come back. So yeah, we're going to have a little look here, and I think it's going to be the last thing. It's about 4 o'clock now. That's an unexploded bomb.
Unexploded? What the fuck's it doing here?
The last military personnel to be based on Orford Ness were members of the RAF Bomb Disposal Squad. Whilst here they made safe a vast range of ordnance. Both that was present on site, but also that was transported to Orford Ness for disposal. For a period, ordnance from the United States Air Force was brought in by helicopter, and latterly the rocket motors from decommissioned Bloodhound ground-to-air missiles were burnt off. The military occupation of the site ended in 1987, 6 years before the site was acquired by the National Trust. Whilst effort was made to clear the Ness of ordnance prior to its sale, the sheer quantity of explosive material present on site from 70 years of experimentation and testing made complete clearance impossible. These are only a few examples of the many pieces of ordnance found on site since 1993. Shit. Can you imagine finding something like that? How freaky that would be. That's mental. So we're now standing in the control room where scientists monitored vibration and impact experiments undertaken in the nearby test laboratory, Laboratory 1, while protected in the event of any accidental explosions by thick concrete walls and shingle. After 1963, the control room was used to monitor experiments taking place on the hard target impact facility adjacent to this building. In order to create the very high G-shocks required for these experiments, the trial weapon was attached to a rocket-propelled sledge on rails and accelerated to a high speed, about 150 miles an hour. It was then allowed to collide with the high-density concrete target wall. I wonder if that was to do with those railway lines.
No, the railway line was actually carried across the whole island.
All right.
It literally extended it from down the shingle over to Cobra Mist and back around.
So we're entering Lab 1. Not allowed in any of the others, unfortunately. This definitely reminds me of Chernobyl.
Yeah.
Or as we said earlier, it reminds us of Shutter Island, the film. Just this like standing water around on the floor. Really, really creepy here. So we're not allowed in these other laboratories here. That's all cordoned off. It's too hazardous. We're just leaving Lab 1 now, and we've got to head back to the ferry, which is somewhere over here. It's been a really good little walk, this one. Very, very eerie here. It's so mysterious, and you know, part of, like, as it was part of the Ministry of Defence, and there's a lot of like top secret stuff here, and you get the feeling they're still keeping a lot of stuff from you, a secret. Like, I don't know, it's shifty here. It is really eerie, really weird. But that's what makes it so cool. It's fascinating. To be honest with you, you need to sort of spend probably double the amount of time that we've been here. We've sort of had to do this pretty rushed. We only had sort of about 3 hours tops. You could probably spend another 3 hours exploring it in more depth as well. So this is just a sort of a quick snapshot of Orford Ness. It's raining quite heavy now, but we're heading back to the ferry. Jake, it's time for the highlights.
The lab. Lab, yeah, the other lot were boring. The lab was the best.
Yeah, Lab 1 of the Atomic Weapons Research.
Chernobyl-esque.
Yeah, very Chernobyl-like. That was really cool. I liked the lighthouse, even though we couldn't go in it, although apparently it's run by a charity and you can go in there tomorrow. But they'll still charge you to come across and stuff, and I don't think there's anything really to see in it. You just can go in it and climb up it, yeah. So
and that over
nice. Oh yeah, Cobra Mist, even though we couldn't actually go in
We
it,
saw
that was
photos
cool.
of that,
We saw photos
and
of
I'll
it.
tell you what, it looks something else. No wonder why someone's bought it and like kept it to himself.
Yeah, so
know,
apparently
like-
someone really rich has bought it and is going to turn it into a film studio, yeah.
Hollywood Film Studios. Orford links.
Could make porn films there. Anyways, right, that's our highlights. We've just been informed that we are the last two on the island, apart from the people that work for the National Trust. So we're just sheltering in this little barn here, and then the jetty is just behind me. We're just waiting for the ferry, and I'll try and film sort of us going back over that.
It's going to be rough.
It's going to be rough. It is. The rain's coming down hard now.
I've seen one before.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
Okay, so we've just got the ferry from Orford Ness, and we're going to go and find a pub. So yeah, cheers. Alright guys, welcome back. I don't know if you can see too much, but we've decided now not to camp at Orford, opposite Orford Ness, because we couldn't really find anywhere suitable. So we've driven a little bit down the road. It's like 10:30 now, so you're not going to be able to see much, and we've come back to, or I've come back to Iken Cliff picnic site where I started the Iken and Tunstall Forest Walk. So it's just sort of like basically a picnic ground / car park. There's no one else here, and we've got the car over there, and we've set the tents up. So I've gone with the Jack Wolfskin Gossamer little one-man tent. Jake's got his high gear soloista. He's got in that now. He's knackered. Yeah, he's had problems setting it up. So we're going to hit the hay pretty soon. Got a little Vargo titanium wood stove going there. Got Jack Daniels and Coke. And yeah, it's raining, so we're going to be pretty much in for the night now. And quickly show you my setup. It's about probably 20 minutes drive from Orford Ness. Let's get this open. So inside I've got thermal SC light. I've got my Osprey 33 litre Talon rucksack over the back there. OEX pillow, and then somewhere that's the OEX sleeping bag line, and I've got my Gillette Hebog classic 2-season sleeping bag. Let's see what that's like. It's not cold out, it's just raining. So I might cook up a hot drink on the gas stove, but other than that, yeah, we're going to probably call it a night, get some sleep. So yeah, it's good night from me.
Good night from him.
It's good night from him. We'll see you in the morning. Good morning there. It's about 7:30 in the morning, and I sort of woke up about 5:30 when my alarm went off, and sort of had a little look outside, and no signs of life, and sort of just thought, well, I'll just go back to sleep for a little bit longer. So Gonna get some brekkie on the go. We had a little bit of rain last night. The Jack Wolfskin held up just fine again, so no issues with the tent at all. Loads of space. I think I might have been camped on a slight slope though, because I kept waking up sort of like I'd slidden down the tent. Although I think it's just where this tent's so spacious, it feels like I've, could have gone more up that way, but yeah, it was on a bit of a slope and sort of also a slope going that way as well. So, but I still slept pretty comfy in the end. It's just at first, you struggle to get to sleep, but after a bit I was absolutely fine. So, okay, I'm going to take another look outside the tent, and get some food on the go, and then we'll get packed up. So this is where we were camped last night.
We had someone with us.
Yeah, we decided to
share a memory of something.
we did, yeah. We decided to go next to the bench, so then we've got something like sort of to cook on, sit on, etc. So that was smart thinking. Yeah, went with a Jack Wolfskin Gossamer tent, bomb proof. It's absolutely brilliant. Jake had his high gear soloista.
Solo shiter.
I wasn't good. I thought you said it worked all right in the end.
No, it was a pain getting up. I had problems.
Yeah, problems setting it up, but we got there in the end. He's just started packing up now. I'm just doing myself coffee and hot chocolate, and then this is our view. So you can see the River Alde over there in the distance.
Cobra Mist just round there, isn't it? To the right.
Cobra Mist, I think
Slightly
it's
down to the right.
Cobra Mist. Yeah, is going to be going all the way round here, round to Orford Ness where we were yesterday. Then Snake Maltings is just over there, Benjamin Britten country. Then I've also noted this at this picnic ground, at the entrance there's this concrete post. It's not just any concrete post, it's a replica of the Saxon cross that they found at St Boltoff's Church at Iken, which if you look back on the video, Iken and Tunstall Forest walking and wild camping, the little church out on the promontory over there, that's where the Saxon cross was, and I think it's dedicated to St Boltoff, I'm not sure, but yeah, that's like a replica of it over there, so I might get a little quick photo of it on the way out for all you history buffs. So yeah, this was sort of like plan B really. We hadn't planned on camping here.
Weather was shite.
Yeah, apparently there was a massive storm last night, about between 4 and 6 in the morning. I didn't even hear it, I slept right through it, but Jake said it was pretty savage and it sounded like the trees were going to come down on us.
I was going to lose a leg, the branch was going to hit my leg. I did feel the worst. I don't know.
Yeah, alright.
I feel like shite.
He feels like shite. Yeah, so we hadn't planned on camping here. We was hoping to camp opposite Orford Ness at the town marshes in Orford, but we had a little walk along there and we couldn't find anywhere. The weather was absolutely awful. Not that was going to stop us. Then we headed up to Slawden Quay at Aldborough. The weather was still awful, and thought, yeah, we'll camp there and we'll start a little day walk there this morning. Well, we couldn't find anywhere there either, and in the end it was just pitch black, and we was going to go back to Orford and just keep walking along the town marshes till we found somewhere. And I remembered we was driving this way and I went, hang on, I think Iken Cliff picnic grounds here. I said last time I was in, I did a video, there was someone like car camping down there. No one seemed to do anything about it, no one seemed fussed. So I went, let's pull in here. Gates were still open, there was no one else. Like, right, we'll stop here. And of course we had the shelter of the trees a bit as well, so yeah, it actually worked out probably better. Anyways, right, that's the last look at the tents. We're going to pack them away and we'll get back to you. We'll be heading on home. I've got to be in work at 3 PM, so it's not ideal. Huh? Some brekkie, it's time for some brekkie. Jake was thinking, what, KFC? Drive-through breakfast.
Quick snack.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, we'll get back to you in a bit. Right, we're all packed up. Leave no trace. And we're going to be heading off in a second. So Jake, highlights of the whole weekend.
The walk.
The walk, yeah. Orford Ness, great place to visit. A lot of interesting stuff. The pub as well. We concurred.
Barmaid.
Yeah, we got served by a nice barmaid. That was it. Yeah, the pub was brilliant. Really good food. Was it the King's Head pub? King's Head in Orford. It's a really good pub. Very good service. Cracking food. Good bit of fish and chips. Yeah.
National Trust of Bastards.
Yeah, National Trust. Yeah, they sort of show you the bits that.
It was a lot to be fair, tenner at the start.
Yeah, it's like 10 quid to get on the ferry for Orford Ness, but then like there's certain bits that are closed off that apparently are government secrets or too dangerous to you know, to sort of visit, to sort of walk near because of unexploded ordnance. But you can tell that, yeah, it's the most interesting bit and they try and sort of keep that from you a little bit, which was a shame, but it was still really good. I think, yeah, Orford Ness is one of those walks that I'll remember because just how weird it was there, and it's just strange. It was something really different. The camp wasn't the best camp we've ever done, but it was good. It was something different. I didn't mind it. It was all right. Yeah.
Ted and Peg liked it.
Yeah, the bench in Memorial. Yeah. Yeah. In all, it was a good weekend. Right. We're going to head off, so thanks for watching.
To the house.
To the house.
Cheers
for watching. I can't edit that out. Cheers for watching. See you later.
I'm with this numpty. Bye.